My name is Robert Paul Jones. I have been an art teacher in Orange County Public Schools for 40 years. I am retiring as the department chairperson for the Fine Arts Department and the ceramics teacher for Freedom High School. I've always been interested in art. Even when I was a young boy, art was one of the things that I always worked on, working on drawing and painting and things of this nature. From 5th grade, having my picture in the paper, painting windows in the elementary school for Christmas scenes, to being one of the top artists in my high school. I went to Illinois State University to study art and was a studio and teaching major. When I was a young man in junior high school, I had an art teacher, and it was the first male teacher that I ever had. Up to that point, all my teachers were women. So this guy was kind of a novelty to me anyway. I loved art, and he used to let kids come in during what we had back then was recess and watch him paint. He would draw and paint and then let us do work during our free time around lunch. And that was very interesting to me. He inspired me, probably subconsciously, to become an art teacher. I really love to work in clay because I like three-dimensional things. I prefer hand building because everything isn't round, and I'm really into textures and using colored clay slips, engobes, to do my work. Sometimes I texture things up with bolts and nails and staples because they fire really nice and neat, and I'll stain them with a copper carbonate stain to give kind of an antique look. But I also enjoy painting. I prefer acrylic painting to oil painting because it's more immediate and you don't have to wait so long for things to dry. And if you want to put washes over areas, it's a lot easier to do with acrylic paints. I'm a very detailed person in my artwork. I like for things to look free and kind of easy looking, but as you pay attention to what you're looking at, you see the tightness and detail. You work from a general to a specific. You don't start out with the details, you build towards them, from the background to the foreground, whether you're working in painting or whether you're working in ceramics. To do something loosely that shows a spontaneity and then have a tightness of details that pulls everything together, and the critical observer will notice that. My advice to new teachers working with students: be very honest with them. They can tell whether you're interested in them or not. And if you have somebody who's disruptive in the classroom, work on gaining their trust, because once you gain their trust, the rest of the class will follow. They're smart. They can tell if you really care about them. They can also tell if you have a passion for what you're doing. The way I've lasted for 40 years as a classroom teacher in Orange County, Florida, was because I really enjoyed it. I think that the kids helped keep me young at heart. Part of the reason I became a teacher was I didn't come from a very wealthy background at all. And getting scholarships and student loans gave me the opportunity to improve my status in life. And being an artist gave me the eye to be able to see things and appreciate things with a real depth. I wanted to pass these things on to students so that they would be enriched in their lives as well. Also because I had the opportunity to grow in life through art, I felt an obligation to work with kids and do the same thing. Teaching actually kind of gave me practice at raising other people's children before I had my own children, because that's one of the toughest jobs you'll ever have, is being a parent. I've been motivated to come to work, to see the kids, and to use work as a studio to keep me in touch with my art. Students see me working along with them, and hopefully they will see how seriously I take it. Hopefully they will be inspired to be able to put more work and attention and heart into their projects, not just for a grade, but for something that they want to treasure for the next 20 or 30 years. The ceramics will stay with them for a long time, where a drawing or painting might not be there. I've talked to students who were former students of mine 20 and 30 years ago, and I always ask them, do you still have your pottery? And they always smile and say, yes, I have it, or it's at my mom's house, or I have it, my children talk about it. It's really neat. That really pleases me. The thing I will miss most about teaching is my association with the kids. I like laughing with them, teasing with them. I like seeing the light go off as they learn. I will never lose my association with art. I will have a studio at my home, whether I'm painting or drawing, probably not ceramics, but I may join the volunteer thing and come back to school here at Freedom High School once in a while. Not too often, but I just want to stick my nose in a little bit. Once I get settled and comfortable in retirement and get some of my honey-do list things done, I will go back to painting and maybe do a few little art festivals and things of that nature. I enjoy acrylic painting quite a bit. I appreciate this opportunity to share a little bit of my thoughts and feelings with you, and I really appreciate teachers who are helping to create the future through the students that they work with. Thank you very much.